We're going to do today the law of reflection, and you can find that at this address. It's made, the simulator we're going to use is made by Rick2. It's absolutely fantastic. You could Google for ray optics simulation and you should find one of your main results. There will be the link to this address. Okay, so you'll see when you get there that there are two versions of it. There's an older version and there's a newer version. What you find is that the new version has quite big menus, and you might find on tablets that doesn't work terribly well. The older version has much smaller menus, and we're going to use that today. So let's get started. Now, we do other videos where we talk about the basics of what everything is here, but what we're really going to do for the law of reflection is we're going to make a mirror. So I'm going to come up to mirror here and pick line segment. That allows us to draw a flat mirror or plane mirror. And so the idea is that I pick that, I come down to the bottom of my page here. You might want to do it at the top, totally up to you. Come down to the bottom of my page, draw my line as horizontally as I can make it. And what I want to do now is make a normal for that. So I'm going to use a single ray. So again, click that until it goes dark, and then point that ray at the mirror itself. Now, rays are all made from a back end, which you control from this red dot, and sort of a front end, which you control from this dot. What I want to do is line them up so that the ray comes back on itself. Sort of about there, not quite. And so that's going to act as our normal. And basically now we're going to use another single ray to point at the actual mirror. And I'm going to take its front end, the red dot for its front end, right down to the base of the normal here. And that's us ready to do the law of reflection. We can now set the angle of incidence here, measured to the normal. So their angle of incidence is this one, angle of reflection is this one. How do we measure that? Well, we get ourselves a protractor. Okay, draw from the center here. Oh, sorry, actually don't grab. When you're trying to do something, don't grab something that's already there. Try and not draw near something that's already there. So I've got protractor selected. If I draw out from there, I should be able to make a protractor. Grab the edge of the protractor and try and bring the center dot down onto this dot representing the base of the normal. Try and co-locate those. Use this purple dot to center the protractor on your normal. And that's us ready. We can measure angles of incidence on this left hand side. We can measure angles of reflection on this right hand side. And that's it. So it's all about making a normal here, making a ray that's heading towards the base of this normal. And now we can dial up an angle of incidence on this side and measure the corresponding angle of reflection on that side. Angle of incidence 20, angle of reflection 20. And you can see how quickly you could get results from this, because once you've set it up correctly, the thing sort of does itself. Okay, so now we can set any angle of incidence and measure the corresponding angle of reflection. And you can see when I set 70 here, it's not quite 70 here, and that's because of the exact positioning of these red dots. If they're not perfect, it'll be a little bit off, but that's the way the real experiment would be, because they would be a little bit off when you measured them. And that's it. Now you should be able to take a set of angles of incidence and measure a corresponding set of angles of reflection and verify your law of reflection. Thanks for watching.